Greetings, saints, in the precious name of Jesus. Today is the National Day of Prayer. And I would like to share a word titled, Jesus is the Living Word. I had a vision a couple of days ago where I saw this big pool of water, beautiful, clean water. And suddenly out of the water came the words Jesus written in water letters, J-E-S-U-S. And the revelation I got was that Jesus is the living water, the Word. We need to spend time in the Word. We need to spend time in God's presence. We need to pray without ceasing. And I would like to share on the Gospel of John chapter 4 about the Samaritan woman. Jesus was tired and he decided to rest at the well. And the Samaritan woman came to draw water. And Jesus asked her, funny enough, for a drink. And she said, I'm a Samaritan and you're a Jew. You asking me for a drink? Jews don't associate with Samaritans. And Jesus said, if you knew who was talking to you, you would ask me for living water. And she said, but you don't even have anything to draw with, and the well is so deep. And yet you want to give me living water. And the Samaritan woman said, Sir, give me that living water so that I'll never thirst again. And Jesus said to her, go call your husband. Go and get your husband and come back. And she said, no, sir, I don't have a husband. And Jesus said, yes, you spoke the truth. You don't have a husband, but you had 5 husbands, and the one that you're with now is not your husband. And she said, oh my, you must be a prophet. You've told me everything about myself. But we're waiting for the Messiah, Christ, and he's coming. And Jesus said, I am he. And with that, the disciples came back, and they were surprised to see Jesus talking to a Samaritan woman, but they didn't say anything. And the Samaritan woman left without the water, but she left with living water. And she went and she told all the people in her community about the man that told her everything. She left fulfilled and full. She came empty, but she left so full. And she came back with all the people in the community, and they wanted that living water that she had. And I want to encourage you today just to draw from that living water, that well, that eternal well that never runs dry, that you'll never thirst again. You see, many of us, we try to go and get comfort and satisfaction from the world system, from the worldly pleasures, from the wealth, from the fame, the fortune, from being connected with high-profile people in government and business, and think, wow, we've made it. You know, we've got status, we've got fame, we've got fortune. But that is only temporary. Whereas the water, that living water that Jesus gives, you will never thirst again. And no matter what you're facing at this time with this lockdown, where you really don't know which way to turn, you've been retrenched, you've lost your job, you've really battling to make ends meet. But I want to encourage you, spend time in the Word, pray, seek God's face, trust God. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He's faithful. And just drink from that fountain that never runs dry. God bless you. Shalom from Pastor Rose.